Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. As usual, I'm not prepared, but not be. Oh, sorry. I'm live. Hi, everybody. This is all very standard, other than the fact that I'm just listening. Lovely. But hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm just going. I'm going in ham, but I do have a bunch of shifter marches that. Oh, but it looks like we're crushing them on this side. I'm trying to see where my shifter marches end up being. Okay, so the shifter marches are back here. So even if you just like target um okay, so so this is so basically I'm just like selecting all my marches even though I have three shifter marches and one range march. And they tend to just like if you see like as long as I'm attacking an enemy, they will actually post up at max range. Although the range is not. The range actually needs to get set up. Let's see if Goji Mata. We're just gonna keep going in here. Get the good trades. Let's see if everyone's kills got reset. Nope. So we won't really be able to track who does the most here. All right. Looks like we're starting to get into the shifters now. We're gonna go in on Rock FTP's shifters. I don't know why I'm retreating. I'm just going in, man. Mr. Hope's coming for me now. Oh, I'm of course taking deads. Of course I'm taking deads. There we go. We took deads right off the bat, but eh, maybe we don't take deads. Oh, okay, we took a couple right at the end. A couple deads right at the end. But the shifters are still out here. Here are my shifter marches that have they actually survived the whole battle. And let's take a look at those reports on the shifters. Yeah, so you can see my shifter marches did extremely well. The Tommy got Tommy Sargon got wrecked, but the YSG Nevsky um did all right, and the Alex Leo did amazing. All right, so I guess I did not take deads. I guess it was like a notification error. Chiskel's actually in voice asking basically the same thing I did, which is like, why does it say my hospital's filled up? But thank you all for hanging out. Sorry for the late start. As usual, right before war, I was basically just asleep. So now I've got armaments on the Zug Herman. I already have armaments on the Alex. Oh, I need to put armaments on this. All right, so I could have sworn I put gear on the YSG, but I didn't save it. We'll get there. We'll get there. Uh We will be doing a giveaway at one point in the stream. I will do it in such a way that it rewards people who are active and people who are paying attention. And it's a very good giveaway, sponsored by the makers of Lilith, so I am missing a fight right now for sure. But get there. All right, so oh, I didn't shift the Tommy to a shifter. Right, so this is what you do to actually like create a shifter march in the shifting gears KvK. Is you go over here and you revamp it while picking a couple of new skills. And then when you come back here, you have your like in shifter mode basically. Oh, so we're getting attacked here. But I think we'll be all right. Like we woke up just in time. Woke up just in time to stop Mr. Hope forming this flag. You know, I really shouldn't go dot mode here. Got to give you all the graphics of the game. I did at least get a good teleport spot, you know? Everybody be sure to throw a like on the stream. That'll help get the word out. We are competing with a lot of streamers, but that also means that when you're in one of the smaller streams like mine, you have a better chance of winning the giveaway. All All right, so the only thing I got to figure out is how to set up the archer or the range march. Because like there's shifters, but then there's also so the oh, you know what I didn't do is I didn't put my ranged on a V formation, and that's why it's not setting up. It looks like I'm holding up pretty well here. All my marches are still white, other than the Huo, who is running away. But my city's really close. Maybe I just go ham here. Maybe I just go ham and then refresh when the rally gets here. That might work best. It looks like we kind of got pushed back a little bit. But we'll just reset. Yeah, so you can see that the hospital's not actually full. I think that's the deal. But you know what I have to be aware of is the fact that we don't have any speed ups. Like we actually don't have any speed ups. And so I actually need to like not be a total noob. I'm just like, I'm being aware of the fact that we really only have 7 million troops and it's a 3-hour match. So that's like 10 hospital fill-ups. We have 10 hospital fill-ups over the course of 3 hours. Oh, there's HDT Nation. Shout out to HDT Nation if he's in the chat. I definitely need to get a couple more marches out here. I can set up a Nevsky William. I can definitely set up a Nevsky William. You can see the power of the shifters. Like over here on the left, they've got these shifters. Like Plato's got a bunch of shifters over there, like a ton. And you can see that it really is like It is rough. It almost makes, I feel like it makes positioning more important. Like you've got to be with your team. So the regular march is tanking, but you still have the shifters and the ranged marches in range. The Warley's envoys are saying we have too many shifters, which may well be true. Um, so let me go ahead and get like another march set up here. Let me get a Nevsky set up here. Oh, the Nevsky's already in. The Nevsky's in. Who can I build? Who can I build here? I could build Asher. I could build Asher and then like put a Zug or something on there. I do need to fix the equipment on the Alex as well. Green Tiger God, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Sorry it's starting a little bit scratchy. Just getting a few last things set up. And trying to have a good time, you know, but at the same, I don't know, man. I always get like, I just have like a robotic nature of, just like always, this always has to be serious. And it honestly doesn't have to be, so. We can set up Asher with like Boudica or something. Asher YSG. No, YSG's already in one. YSG's already in a march. So just let me bring this in. Then do Asher with Henry for now. Huh. All right, what else can I get out here? Oh, you know, I didn't check to see how many speed ups we had. What march is not out here? Oh, The Alex. Okay, so there's a different icon for shifters. You can actually see how many shifters everyone has when you go into dot mode, which is pretty interesting. Obviously, there's a ton of shifters over here, and so we should actually focus over here. Oh, I realized that I didn't actually put a talent tree on the Asher. But for now, we're like right now we should push in, I think, because we see all those shifters in the back. We're trying to get to them. It is interesting. Like it's really two different things, right? The shifters, the regular marches protect the shifters. The regular marches protect the shifters, but then the regular marches are like getting bad trades against the enemy shifters. So you really have to get into their line of shifters. The Wardleys are kind of like calling for they're calling for like less shifters. I don't know if I mean you basically just need enough open field to protect the shifters. But I need to check how many speed ups we have. Not too many, not too many. Well, actually we have 289 days. Okay, so we actually have a lot of speed ups too. We have a lot of hospital capacity and a lot of speed ups. So I can probably be a little bit more aggressive. Oh, the hospital capacity is like misleading because um the hospital capacity is misleading because you need troops. You need the troops out on the field. Levi, welcome to the stream. Sorry I missed some of the chat here, everybody, but glad y'all are joining us for this quite good action actually. They've got like heavy ranged. They've got heavy friggin' ranged. And honestly, I'm just gonna get wrecked here. I feel like I'm by myself. I mean, there's some people here. Oops. As usual. All right, so I'm gonna refresh real quick. Going to, while I'm doing this, I'm gonna put talents on the Asher. Get the Asher going. I don't even know what's correct, but I can out. All right, there's Asher. Just looking for Nebu. For Nebu. There we go. All right, so I've got two. I think I've got two shifters and 4 field, and 1 rally filler. Schloxy, yes, I will be doing the giveaway. I think King Schmuck is leading this group over here. I think that's who I'm hearing talking, and he's right in the front. So I will try to listen to him as much as I can. Although I must say these people are like overrunning. They're overrunning. I don't know. I guess I go in ham here. I guess I go in hard here, right? These guys went in like super hard. They kind of like outran the rest of us. I would have gone in with them, but you know. All right, I guess I'll retreat at this point. The Yan got out there somehow. Let's take a quick look at what's happening at the other front here. Um, Kind of even over here. We've got like a good-ish defensive position here. This one looks more like ranged heavy. Guess I'll go ahead and heal here. Let me do this. Let me change the Nevsky's gear because he has the wrong. There we go. Okay, so I need to. Okay, so the deal is like I'm using a lot of my archers for shifters, so I I need to set up another cav march. I mean, one good thing about me not being prepared is that I'm a little bit less annoyed now about having to like change around a little bit and putting setting up more field marches, like less shifter marches, more field marches. Because I mean, I'm basically agreeing with the fact that that's what we need to do. So let's do an XY Williams or something. Maybe XY Justinian. I guess I should have just done Justinian William instead. I don't know why I did XY. All right, so we've got 6. I mean, obviously we want 7, but we got 6 right now. I guess we need one more infantry. But that could be a filler. I'm just going to protect the shifters here as they get charged on. So, I mean, I did get in here on some shifters, although they're very low, so... I'm probably getting pelted. Yeah, I'm getting pelted by their shifters, bro. You know what I mean? You know what it is? It's like you got to Right, so they're pushing in. I shouldn't have retreated the shifters. I should have kept the shifters out here. But you see my shifters are in the group. Gosu, welcome to the stream. Seba, what's up? Yeah, I think the approach here is actually just to like wear out the speed ups of the other team. Um and I do think like less the team with less numbers could potentially win a war of attrition if they just sort of play the situation correctly with the mix between full marches and shifter marches. I mean, I will say that like it's really hard to play in dot mode with shifters because you have to be aware of the fact that you're getting shot, basically, right? Like you have to be aware of this range. Like, it's really about pushing together, right? Like, when you push by yourself, you just get wrecked. Like, we actually have an okay push here, I guess. I guess we have an okay push here. I don't know, the balance feels okay-ish to me. Where our team does have more shifters than the enemy, but we're really not winning. Like, it's hard for me to say that shifters are super OP. Like, right now, we're not... I don't know why I'm hitting all these, like, super low marches. Like, I'm not accomplishing anything. My shifters are getting, like, amazing trades, though. Like, that's just reality. Alright, so now I've got some troops to play with. Anyway, let's bring the marches back out. Let's see how the stream's doing, the stream health. Looks fine. The new internet performing well. Oh, I forgot to turn the music on. My bad. My bad, guys. Alright, so I've got the 7 marches here. 2 shifters. 2 shifters. 5 open field. No, Noonie, I think the hospital's like way bigger. The hospital's like 7 million. So the only reason to fill the hospital is so you have enough troops to use all 7 marches. See, the hospital's like way, way, way over. Alright, so I killed somebody, so I'm retreating, but I'm getting attacked, so I'm alright with that retreat. So I want to just, like, you know, you actually just want to, like, stay at range. Like, you want to kill the most forward-facing enemies, because then you're potentially out of the range of their shifters. So it is a slightly different fighting style. I think it calls for a slightly more conservative style. Yeah, Noonie, it's like a huge hospital, but we don't have unlimited speedups by any means. We have 300 days of speedups. So maybe like, but the helps are not coming in that quick. So I don't know, maybe we've got like, I guess we maybe have 20 hospital clears. And so I'm maybe being a little bit conservative. I maybe could be a little bit more aggressive because we have a decent amount of hospital clears. I'm getting attacked, so I'm just going to pull some people in. Yeah, like here I could be more aggressive, right? Like here I could be more aggressive for sure. For sure. I don't know, Noonie. I think I would be in deep trouble if a full hospital icon didn't actually mean a full hospital. Because, you know, I actually use the full hospital icon. Like, it's relevant to me in battle. I mean, the enemy is not really that much more organized than we are because, like, they just have these rallies going. They have, like, unsupported rallies going. You know? They have, like, way more ranged than we have. Way more ranged. Like, look at all their ranged back here. There's so much ranged on their team. And I think it shows the power of ranged because this is not, like... Ranged is not, like, buffed or anything. But, like, in a fight like this, in a static fight like this, where, like, the front does not change, and ranges never gets attacked, I do think range is, like, quite good. But now, you know, we've got a somewhat durable front here, and we've got a big shifter army to my left that's doing a bunch of damage as well. So I think we can, like, clear this ball, actually. Although all my teammates ran away. I don't know what this you know what I mean? Like this person should just stay. I guess I'll just refresh, right? I'll just refresh. I put in some good work there. So... do I just heal all of this? I guess I do. I'm just going to start this heal and try to get 30 helps, right? I'll just try to get 30 helps. The icon for sure is nice. I wish it showed a dot mode. Yeah, I mean, they were supposed to add this to dot mode. They were really... I thought this was a fix that was coming, was adding this icon back to dot mode. But let me pull everybody back out. I don't have it set up perfectly here, but set up okay. I think this is just a war of attrition. I think it's a war of attrition, and I think everyone is maybe getting comfortable with that fact right now, because and he says it seems ranged is so effective at creating a defensive line. It definitely supports. It definitely supports you know, the people who are in the front by, like, giving damage to them. But I think it's about timing, right? I think it's about timing. Like, we really need to, like, ball together and all charge in at the same time, type of thing. Like, what I'm doing right now, where I'm just sort of, like, waiting around for others. That is kind of bad because I'm just getting pelted by all this ranged. Okay, so it looks like they're pushing here, which is fine. That's totally fine. I haven't decided exactly when to do the giveaway. I'm gonna have to take a quick, you know, just chill out for a minute when it happens, and I'm gonna figure out a method of doing it. But I've got, like, the basic idea down. Alright, so we should push right now. We should probably push on the left. Yeah, push down. Let me get my other marches back out here. It looks like we've got somebody else pushing in. We got Raccoon. Raccoon's coming in on the right here. I really think the idea is like you got to go slow. I think it's like very, very tempting. It's like very tempting to like go after the shifters or the ranged because they're more like fragile. But like you have to go slow because how do I articulate this? You have to go slow because you have to give a chance for your shifters to like reposition and catch up, right? So like, for example, right now, the red team, they're pushing on us, but none of their shifters are in position. So if they were to like charge right into our line of shifters with their regular marches, then like they wouldn't, Anyway, I'm not fully explaining this, I know, because I'm listening to the voice chat as well, right? Alright, so I've almost got enough helps. I actually like I basically feel good about what's happening because like we are obviously able to be way more offensive on the left side here. Like we can be way more offensive on the left side. And I will get more marches out here just as soon as I get 30 helps. Not gonna lie, of all the things that I didn't take the time to set up, the thing that annoys me most is the presets. So like right now, right, you see we have all these marches on the right side, but all of our shifters are on the left. So like no one is protecting our shifters, you know what I mean? And so I just think that like well, I mean, I guess it's working out. I guess it's working out. Still only at 22 helps. I'm just gonna go aggressive here. Just because, like, I don't know. This is like when it's close between being aggressive and being defensive, then it's just better to be aggressive, I think. But then I'm just gonna empty the hospital. So on the left side, they obviously got rid of basically all their shifters, and they're going like ranged plus a lot of field marches, which is fine. Like, we can use the shifters. We just got to move up slowly, right? Like, when we have the control of the field, we'll just move up slow, let our shifters position forward, and then we keep moving up like that, you know? Alright, so I'm just going to use these heals. I'm just going to use the heals and bring all my friggin' marches out, bro. Alright, so I'm bringing everything out here. Yeah, so here's kind of like what I actually jumped on voice for a second. This is what I was kind of saying, right? Like, we have all these shifters. The enemy has like no shifters. So we just have to like go in slow. We have to go in slowly and let our shifters like continually move up. And my Huo swings so far forward, bro. My Huo swings so far forward. Like, whoever this red march is here, let's take a look who it is. Jack Q8, right? Who's been like really aggressive the whole time. You just know they're getting wrecked. Like, you just know they're getting wrecked because they're like, A, not reaching our shifters, and B, they are B, they're like, you know, in position of getting hit by all the shifters, right? Whereas like over here on the right, they are collapsing our shifters. Oh, my friggin' yawn, man. I need to set up a march. Oh, I'm in the rally. That's why the yawn's hitting. Okay, so there's a rally hitting right now. We will get the report on that rally. Rally's dead. Let me look at what the field is like. Yeah, like right here, I feel like we're doing good. Because our shifters are staying. Like, our shifters are staying in this fight. And we have enough of a ball to, like, protect the shifters. Right? Oh, so they're actually swarming the flag. I guess I'll swarm it. I can swarm this shit. Maybe? That's kind of full. I mean, it's not a great swarm. I'm not gonna lie. That's not a great swarm. See, I wouldn't have swarmed there. Like, honestly, I would not have. Like, we could have just, like, chilled and taken their field out. We've got all these shifters now. And now the shifters are going to get wrecked. Because our ball fell apart. Alright, so... I guess we start another hospital heal here. Get those helps. Like, how did I do on that swarm? Not too bad. Whatever. Yeah, just going slow though, because we got like 5 minutes. The rally's in like 5 minutes, so we want our shifters to move up with us, and then we'll just wreck them. Like, I think right here is good for us. Because, like, our shifters are doing so much damage to their marches right here. Like, we can just let them... Like, I'm fine with, like, getting pulled in here. Because our shifters are just doing so much damage, bro. Alright, so here I gotta go ham. Gotta go ham right here. Seba says that KvK looks meh to me, not gonna lie. I mean... I feel like there's a strategy to it, right? Like, I feel like there's a real strategy to it. And I just think for some people, it might be something they prefer, right? Like, some people might like using shifter marches. They're very easy to use. They're very easy to use, as you can see. Where I'm literally just playing my shifter marches in dot mode. But, it's definitely different. To me, the open field doesn't feel worse with shifters. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there's like decent strategy to it because it's not all just... It's not all, Let's see how slow this YSG is, this YSG shifter. Definitely getting wrecked. I'm just gonna go over here and kill this guy. Lalapoo. And protect the shifters. I think it could for sure be a frustrating KvK for people who are like, you know, quite good at the game and quite good at like regular conventional fighting. Because I do think this is different. You know, I think what this does is it just like ups the damage drastically. Like it drastically increases how much damage is getting done by like an open field ball over the course of 10 minutes. And so everyone's going to run out of troops faster. Everyone's going to run out of, or I'm sorry, everyone will run out of speed ups faster. Everyone will run out of resources faster. And it's going to be like a real, it's going to be the kind of KvK where like if you handle the open field better, if you handle the combination of shifters, skirmishers, and regular marches, then you'll just like win the war of attrition. So I think for like a lot of kingdoms, this is going to be like a fun KvK. And certainly this is why Lilith is putting on this exhibition. They organized a whole big thing, giveaways in lots of different channels. I really need to get another infantry march out here because I want to fill the rally in the field, right? So I could set up a I should really do like Gorgo Lucci. Really do Gorgo Lucci something. Maybe I could do Guan Scipio and Lucci Alex maybe. Alright, so I've got my 6 marches out here. They're definitely not the ideal marches, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm just trying to bring everything over to the right here. I feel like our ball needs to be together. I feel like having one big ball is like... It's good, but like also, if you have a wide ball, then the shifters have more people they can attack. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm rambling. I always get pumped up when I'm fighting in Rise of Kingdoms. Yo, the wheel icon and dot mode, what does it mean? Those are the shifters, Seba. Yeah, those are all the shifter marches. So they're like ranged, but they take no time to set up at all. So like my Alex is a shifter. And when you see my YSG out here, that's also a shifter. Okay, so here's like another good example, if I can show. So they just keep attacking into our shifters, right? Like there's a couple of players from the enemy. This Hawk guy just keeps running into our shifters. And so I'm just going to always rotate over and kill Hawk when he does that. Like, why not? Why the hell not, you know? But look how many shifters we have, and then they have all field marches. We have like a ton of shifters, and they have all field marches. And so my whole thought on that is that we just have to go very, very slow because we have to protect our shifters all along the way whenever we make progress. Well, obviously now we're getting pushed back. I 100% think that a mix of shifters and field is best. I don't think that like all field will counter a mix. But we'll see, because that's really the test that's happening here, because the red team is like 100% field over here, whereas we're like 50% shifters, 50% field. The rally's hitting right now. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Giveaway is still coming up, so please stay tuned for the giveaway. We're definitely in range of the giveaway at this point, so everybody, I encourage you to stay listening so you know when it's coming. I don't even know what that's doing, but all right. Okay, so they're again, so they're just in our shifter line over here. We just got to rotate over always, 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 always rotate over when they're in our shifter line. And then I need to get another march set up for sure. All right, so kill point wise, I'm actually doing well. Maybe these aren't updating. But I have gotten like almost 100 million KP here. Okay, so I'm going to take this moment to change things around a little bit. All right, let me quickly set up my Guan. Right, I set up the Guan with someone else's gear. All right, let me just hook up Guan with something fresh. And I can do Guan. Oh, I don't have Alex, so I can do Guan, Scipio, and Gorgo Lucci. That ain't it. Because we're not even halfway there, so I might as well take the time to get things set up correctly. And be as effective as I can be while playing this 100 vs 100 exhibition match. But I think we're doing pretty good. I mean, we're trying to help out, right? We're trying to help out. We're live streaming at the same time. What else is there to say? I guess I could be fun, right? That's always my problem. Is that I contribute, but I'm not that fun. Anybody know any good jokes? So then I need to set up I need to set up Gorgo. I'm gonna just set up Gorgo real quick. Like real quick. Alright, so yeah, I set up the Gorgo real friggin' quick. As much as I think the shifters are good, I think I'm like being very effective with all fields, so I just think I'm gonna like keep rocking the field, you know? Alright, so I think the Gorgo is good to go also. I feel like they're making progress on the left side like right now. And so if I good enough. Good enough. All right, we got 7 marches. We got 7 fighting marches, 2 shifters, 5 field. Let's put in some friggin' work. See? See what I mean? See, we're looking very, very promising. We're looking very promising on the left here. Looks like we might be getting burned on the right side though. I'm just gonna stay in. I'm gonna be conservative here just because I have so many marches. Yeah, 2 minutes on the rally. Well, kill their field marches. Kill their field marches on the left. I don't know. This was like kind of. I'm not gonna lie. This was annoying because we kept swarming. Like you saw me focus on swarming like a little bit, but like then I looked up and there was a ton of like enemy marches here. So like I switched, right? But like I think a lot of people just kept trying to swarm. What can I get in there? I have no archers. And there's so many enemy marches here that it's like, I would just clear the field, man. I would literally just clear the field. Like we're swarming the rally, but I would just clear the field. I'm like really curious what's in this flag. The flag's full. The flag is full on the left. Like it was at 1 million like 10 seconds ago. Now it's at 1.8. So they're just like hard filling this flag. Like we're just like hard swarming this flag, and it's like they're just keeping it completely full. At 1.1. $1.6 million in the flag now, so the flag's like pretty full. The shifters help us win the open field. That's how we're around the flag. Alright, so I'm gonna go in and look to see if we can get a report. Doesn't look like it. Maybe I should play the voice chat. Maybe I should be playing the voice chat. Maybe that. I don't know. I guess you can get that on other streams. But it's pretty good. I mean, the voice chat's pretty good, honestly. I've got speed ups left. I think I maybe have half of my speed ups left, something like that. I should really be keeping track of the speed ups relative to how much time is left in the event. So like we're halfway through, so I should be halfway through my speeds. Okay, so I'm just going to be aggro here, because Puppy the dog does make a good point that I do have a lot of speed ups left, so I can just be aggressive, especially in like an actual objectively important fight like this. Because we do have a rally. A rally's going to launch in about a minute. Lambo's Archer rally is going to launch in a minute. It's kind of interesting. This is the first time I've had the Huo. And it seems like the Huo is the march that swings forward and gets targeted first. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to keep scouting this flag. gonna try and keep this thing scouted. It's gonna be like very, very difficult to do. But maybe I can do it. So I do have, my archers always die. So we basically have 5 minutes before the next rally where we can just like wreck them. And let me bring everybody else back out. Maybe I should go in ham here and then refresh. Holy shit, why is this taking so long to kill? This Uncle Zoo shifter is taking forever to kill. Holy shit. It might be a little too deep here. I'm not sure. Not sure. I kind of want to go back here. So we've got a rally coming like very, very soon. And that's why you can see the pressure. The pressure from the enemy is definitely increasing. They're definitely pressuring at the right time over here. They're definitely like quiet in between rallies, but then when the rally comes, they definitely push out. Not gonna be able to do a whole lot here. I keep running out of troops on the Zug. Ricardo, welcome to the stream. Just gonna bring the XY out here with whatever it has. Yeah, I'm close enough. Let me very quickly show you guys some of the reports from my shifter marches. You can see that the XY, the YSG Nevsky's not doing great, but the Alex Leo shifter march is doing fantastic. All right, okay, so let me try to refresh. Try to refresh. I'm trying to refresh. Yeah, I gotta stay zoomed in here for a minute while my shifter marches walk home. Fine. Where are my guys? Yeah, see, so again here they've got someone trying to get into our line of ranged marches and stuff. And the way you counter that is you just like cover it, right? You just cover it. So once again here, I'm going to try and get a scout off while fighting. Our mileage may vary on that, but yeah, the hard part is seeing the flag these days. Well, this looks like sort of promising. Looks sort of promising. I mean, I'm just gonna try to lock in here. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Let me see if I can get in Lambo's rally. Oh, they're gonna swarm the swag down. That was such a good play by them. Belarus and Elways made a really nice play there. That was a super good play by them. It even got me out of position because I went to chase that instead of fighting here. 1.1. 1.1 in here. You can see how unbelievably difficult it is to scout something. Yeah, they're keeping this full. Like, we're not going to get this thing swarmed, I don't think. .8, it's like full, you know? We're getting burned here. Maybe. Maybe not, though. That was such a good burn by those guys. Oh, there's... The garrison got popped. Oh my gosh, they got it back in. Pretty good hold. Not gonna lie, this is a good hold right here. The Margaret captain. Dude, it's honestly crazy how, like, they're doing like a really nice job of swapping captains, man. They're doing a really nice job of swapping captains. Oh, but now the rally's coming. Dude, whoever is able to click on this flag, man, you the real MVP. Yo, this was a really good job, man. This is an insanely good job of swapping captains. I'm like very, very impressed. How many days of speed ups do I have left? Oh, I've got so many. I've got so many. I need to be like way more aggro. I think I need to like not wait for helps. That was some sick captain swapping though in that right side flag. Very nice job. All right. Well, the enemy does. Let me go ahead and heal here. We get the XY out here as well. And we'll do the 7 March thing. You know what? I'm just gonna protect this rally. Like, if everyone goes to swarm, then like no one's protecting the rally. So I'm just gonna keep protecting this rally. And I will be able to get some scouts out. This Belarus dude is beasting today. Just gonna keep this scouted. Flags at 1 million. Flags at 1.4. $800K? 800K in the flag? $1.5 in the flag? $1.3? $1.2? $800K in the flag? $1.1? $1.4? $1.1 in the flag? $1.1 in the flag? 800K. $300K on the flag? Swarm it, swarm it. Bobber Garrison. Oh, go Garrison. 1 million. 1 million in the flag. 1.4 million in the flag. Uh, 1 million in the flag. Uh, 300k in Lambo's rally. 300k in Lambo's. $1.5 million in the 1.5 million in the flag. Yeah, 1.5 million in the flag. If we couldn't get the flag down with the rally, we probably can't get it down without the rally. But we were close. Alrighty, so while we wait for the next rally to come in, I will we're gonna do the giveaway now. We're gonna do the giveaway in the channel. Basically, all you need to do is say Octa, because we are Team Octa. So type Octa in the chat, and I will write your name down as someone who is qualified for the giveaway. I'll give you guys 5 minutes. I'll remind you a couple times over the next 5 minutes, but go ahead and say Octa in the chat in order to get involved in the $100 giveaway sponsored by Lilith Games. OCTA. We can extinguish the flag on the left, the arrow tower flag. Alright, so we've got an attack going here, so I will do the attack with my 7 marches. So, Octa in the chat if you want to get into the giveaway. I'm just going to try to protect this rally. I really miss having a second account where I can like fight on my main account and scout on the second account. I for sure miss that. Okay, so this dude's coming into Swarm. We know this. We know this dude's coming into Swarm. I actually don't see the rally. That's the only thing. Oh, there it is. Oh, I need to get into this rally with my very small XY or Zoog march. The flag was at 600k a couple seconds ago. Flag's at 850k. Flag's at 700k, but it looks like they're clearing us. We still have presence. Flag's at 1.7 million now. Testing, testing. Oh, there we go. I figured out how to fix this microphone on the fly, so that's good. Sorry guys, I was muted. I was muted. My bad. Only the loyal fans stuck with me, which I appreciate. But Irgundir, if you're still here, I was just saying that you should either message me on Discord, like you can find me in the official ROK Discord. I've got a red name. Or you can just find me in the game. I'm in Kingdom 1770. And yeah, congratulations on winning the giveaway. All right, cool, cool. All right, let's look for that Lapu Lap. Yeah, look at this. This is amazing. So this was like, this was the ranged march here. And there was nothing special about this ranged march. I mean, it wasn't like we were like, it wasn't like it was a long fight. It was just in a good position and it didn't get attacked. And just look at how good this trade is. Like, look at how good this trade is, and then think about the fact that these ranged marches back here have literally been, like, sitting here this whole time. Like, we never really got to these marches, right? I mean, they're actually in range of the flag. All these ranged marches are in range of the flag. So, like, whenever we were swarming the flag, whenever we were fighting around the flag, all these marches were getting hits out on us. Now, granted, they're low health right now, whereas mine is like very, very high health. And I think that's why this guy is actually probably the best ranged commander, because he has a heal. But let's just set this thing up again and see how it does. As the fight kind of, as the fight gets a little bit closer to our side of the map here. I'll go ahead and set up right here. Why is it not letting me set up? There we go. And I will bring everybody else out. Why is it not letting me set up? There we go. Wait, what? Oh, I have to hit the checkbox. Yeah, so let's make another attempt with this ranged march. I do kind of think, like, you know, for those of people who are in 770 watching this, I do think that we have to start thinking about ranged marches. I mean, it's like, it just seems good, man. It seems like there's a lot of people who would get better trades. There's a lot of people who would get better trades just setting up some ranged marches than trying to dance back and forth in the field. So, yeah, I mean, I think ranged marches are probably going to be worth building for, like, a lot of people. And, you know, for me personally, I'm behind on commanders, right? Like, I don't have Huo yet. I don't have Luchi yet. So, for me personally, I have to, like, not think about ranged commanders at this point. But I do think probably as a team in 770, I think we probably do need to start talking about ranged marches and working with some particular players and saying, like, hey, you know, you should probably build a ranged march. Because I just think that in this fight, which was like a pretty real fight, you know, it played out like a relatively real fight. I do think that these ranged marches here, the Cappy ranged marches, I think they were the most productive marches on the field. Other than the Gorgo Hera Garrison. The Gorgo Hera Garrison was the MVP. But the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 10th MVP are all these ranged marches, I think. I think the ranged marches absolutely smacked. Seba says even farms the ranged marches work. That may, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if for farms. Yeah, cheers, dude. Thanks for leading the way. Really appreciate it. It was fun. Now my ranged march is getting hit. Let's see what this looks like when it's getting hit. Although we're actually clearing all these marches off, so... Alright, but we will remember that the ranged march did get hit this time. And then we'll take a look at how it did. Actually, let's just look at it now. Who cares? Yeah, another, even when it got hit, even as it got hit here, another super good report for this ranged march. And I think the thing about it is that, like, it doesn't take that much skill to use a ranged march. Like, I think it's harder to be like a very good open field player who's like constantly retreating, constantly going forward, than it is to be a ranged march that just posts up in a good position And, you know, sometimes you might have to reposition. Sometimes you didn't put your march in the exact right spot. But if you have teammates, then you can literally just shadow whatever your smartest teammate is doing, whatever your best siege player. Just go wherever they go, put your ranged march right next to where they are, and you end up being like very, very productive. And this is not with any rivers. This is literally just an open field that we're fighting in here. Not quite as many cities as we would normally have because of the arrow towers and because we're right next to the Zig. But, you know, I just think this big time shows the power of ranged marches. Like, big time shows it. So it's a little bit, yeah, I feel like I already had this wake-up call from watching the 1093 960 KvK. That these are marches that we would have to start talking about. And this exhibition match is just sort of like driving that point home. That we're just going to have to plan something out, and we're going to have to start finding some people who can build ranged marches. I don't know how right Seba is about the fact that farms can do it, though. I feel like maybe the trades are going to be bad enough on farms without Crystal Tech that I just don't think you can do it. But I could be wrong. I think I probably am on like ultra high graphics. I think I just like never turn those down. But hopefully that got us a little bit of good coverage. Not sure if it did or not, but it's like here I'm just in bad shape, you know? It's like my marches are low and I can't go in on their range, so I'm just getting pelted. Just getting absolutely pelted right now. Look at this, I'm getting pelted. Look at this. Green Tiger God says range is good for FTP as their first SOC march. That is interesting. I think that's valid. I just think that like it's kind of boring though. Like I think one marching with like, you know, William Wallace Lucci or like Lucci Alex or something like that. I just think that is going to be I think that's going to be like a better... It's going to be like way more fun, right? To like city hop with those marches and all that. I'm going to go ahead and retreat my ranged march here. It looks like we might be getting overrun a little bit. I'm going to play this like I'm like a real ranged player and retreat. I believe I have enough speed ups to heal this thing again. So let me just go ahead and heal it again. Oh, I've got so many speed ups. I didn't play aggressive enough. Yeah, I was definitely not aggressive enough. Let's see how I did on kills. 170k. I did about half of what the top 10 did. Definitely could have been more aggressive. But it was cool. It was cool. And we can definitely pull everybody out one more time. Yeah, so this is the shifter. You can see that the shifter has sort of a yellow outline on it. And it can just like, it has to stop moving to fire, but it doesn't have to set up at all. And so it can move like very, very quickly. Let's try to get in on HDT Nations. Attila Takeda here. I got baited in. I was baited in by the Attila Takeda ranged march. And you can see my two shifter marches are back here. And they're redirecting automatically as the march that they're targeting is moving away. I'm trying to click on the ground, but I'm not able to click on the ground. I'll just target somebody's city to bring my marches back out. But, you know, you can see that my two shifter marches are still at full health. And they both got, like, very, very good trades. Very good trades. Right? My field marches that were face tanking took very, very bad trades. But the shifter marches that were in the back, but in range, they, they got very good trades. I do think ranged and shifters are what got the good trades today. And the field marches are just really just there to protect those marches. Like the point of field shifts quite a bit in this map because you really just are using your regular field marches to protect your range marches. And if anything, what you want to do is you want to build a formation, a separate formation for your shifter marches. So that sometimes you want to just retreat the shifter marches. I did fall into that trap. I did fall into that trap. Ghost says, we need to provide real feedback. This should not be the direction Siege and the game are going into. Yeah, I mean, I think that's very valid. You know, I thought that ranged would be sort of this thing that was an alternate way to play. Like, I thought ranged was going to be an alternate way of playing. But it actually seems like ranged is a thing that you're supposed to do if you want to be if you want to fight better, right? It doesn't feel like ranged is must build unless your enemy has built a bunch of range. And I think if like we were to play against an enemy that had a bunch of ranged, they would potentially cause like a lot of problems for us. And then we'd be like, oh, we needed to build range. And one of the reasons is because ranged marches can attack without like the player doing anything, right? And there's certainly like an aspect of this game where like you're not paying attention. There's an aspect of this game where you're not clicking on an enemy because you're like doing something else. But if you get your ranged marches set up in a certain spot, like let's say there was like an enemy city like right here, and we had a bunch of ranged marches set up, then like as that player brought one march after another out of their city, our ranged marches would like absolutely decimate that player as they're bringing their marches out one by one, right? Because our marches are just like auto attacking immediately. And there's something like pretty there's just something very strong about being able to auto attack immediately. Now you are you are getting rid of a meta march, right? One thing we have to factor in is that if you build two, if you max 2 ranged commanders, you're giving up like an entire meta march. You know, you're giving up like Zug Herman or Huo William or whoever it may be, whatever march you were going to build next. By adding a ranged march, you're losing that entire quality march. And none of your old gear works on it, and none of your old armament works on the ranged march either. So it does take a lot of effort. But it just seems like it's worth it. Based on this war, based on the trades that I'm looking at. Based on the fact that we never really got into this line of ranged marches here. Although I wonder if my trades were like good or bad in this war. Let's go back like... Oh, we can't go back all that far. But as this wraps up, I think the I don't know if the server is going to go down or what, but yeah, I'm looking at my Let's look at this Guan. Let's just look at this Guan here. And let's see like what did damage to it. So far it's all open field that's doing damage to this march. I mean, here's a striker. Okay, that's not a good report. To be fair, I'm not seeing that my marches were getting hit by all that many ranged marches. Green Tiger God says, at this point, Alliance should put their AF in front of a mountain and straight range behind it would be nasty. Put their march in front of a mountain. Yes, Green Tiger God, the giveaway did happen. Yep. Irgandir took that one. Yeah, so they were just using ranged marches with like regular troops, which is something you can do in shifting gears. I mean, look at this report. Like, look at the Margaret Bobber. Look at the Margaret Bobber from range. from range on my Zug Herman. You know, I was losing troops. They maintained full health. And I mean, that's just a nasty, nasty, nasty trade. That's like an incredibly nasty trade right there. So I think Gosu has a very good point. If I'm looking at this, what I'm seeing is that ranged is like pretty OP. Like, as I look at this, I see that ranged is pretty freaking OP. Because my ranged is trading very, very well. And I'm taking some very bad trades against the enemy's ranged. Knights, welcome. Congrats on the win. Oh, you know what? I didn't even notice that I had another 300 days of speed up. So I was like way not aggressive enough. I was nowhere near aggressive enough in this. Like, I was laughably unaggressive. I've got 380 days of speed up still left. So I was laughably unaggressive. GG's, dude. GG's. Looks like the server will stay up after the event has ended. Looks like the enemy did in fact burn down this flag over here. I'm definitely glad that I was on this side, because like, even though we lost, we were kind of like winning the field on this side, so like it was way less frustrating over here. Like way less frustrating over here. Oh, were you garrisoning the flag? I did not notice that, actually. I mean, I have the scouts. Or I have a few scouts. Oh, yeah, there's Knight. Okay, so Knight, I called you the MVP. I said the Gorgo Hera in this flag was the MVP. Yeah, the power of the Gorgo Hera was on full display as well. Eleanor Hera would not have held up to those swarms. Eleanor Hera absolutely would not have held up to those swarms. Yeah, I think the problem with ranged is that, like, it's forcing people to play a game that they don't want to play. Right? I mean, you know, I can say, oh, I'm not going to build ranged. Like, I can be like, oh, I'm not going to build ranged, all right? I don't like ranged. It's not fun. I'm not going to build them. But if ranged is, like, extremely strong and is, like, profitable for the team, like, if it's profitable for the team for me to build ranged and I choose not to build it, then we just increase our chances of losing to a team that does build ranged. And so it kind of forces people to play a different game than we've been playing for the last 6 years. And I do think that's worth noting. With the only caveat being that in this map, on the shifting gears map, you can do ranged with like any march, with any commander. So there's like a lot of ranged marches here that would otherwise not exist. Let me I mean, since I'm here, I might as well test. Let me try to test another commander as ranged. Looking for Boudica. I wanted to get something with a heal. I didn't do the... Knight says that Lambo's rallies were terrifying. Because of all the people swarming at the same time. Oh, I don't know which one of these. So this is also what this... Okay, it's also worth noting this, right? Here's the other thing we have to note. Actually, I take that back. Never mind. I mean, yeah, the regular troops that have that are set to range, they do have like all these extra skills. And so that does buff them some. But does this guy... Oh, and this guy gets skills as well. Okay. So some of these players... Here, let's go through these reports a little bit more here before we wrap this stream up. So the regular commanders that they used for Siege, they do have the special skills. My question is, do the natural ranged marches also have... Yes, okay. So they put these added skills onto the Margaret. And so that is going to make the trade better for ranged in this game mode, right? That being said, I did not do that, and my trades were still very good, right? I did not add any special skills to Gajamada and Gonzalo, and I still got very, very good trades. But we've been going for 3 hours, minus the time that my stream crashed. I do appreciate everybody hanging out. Congratulations to Team Cappy. Cheers to Team Octa. Thank you to everyone from Lilith for organizing this. Thank you to the leaders on Team Octa for running things. Let me get all their names so I don't miss anybody. But they were active on voice. They were doing stuff for sure. I do give credit to the leaders for doing a nice job. I think maybe the other team was like a little more prepared with like the ranged. But I mean, it was basically like a pretty close fight, and there's not a lot more you can ask for from this. Yeah, so Dirty Dan Gaming, King Schmuck, Apollo, Kay, they were the leaders of our team, and I do really appreciate all of them stepping up and taking the lead. And they did a very nice job. So, yeah, I just thank everybody for hanging out on the stream. Congrats to Irgundir for winning the giveaway. Talk to your teammates about ranged, because ranged does seem pretty good. Seems pretty good, although we finally cleared out their ranged over here. Thank God. Oh, Lambo raid. Oh, in that case, I'll stay out a little bit longer. Shout out to Lambo, our rally lead. I'll stay out a little bit longer if Lambo's going to raid me. I mean, I've been barely over 10 viewers all day, so to have more than 10 people here, I gotta keep it going. And one of the main things I realized is that I was not nearly aggressive enough because I still have 380 days of speed ups left. I somehow did not notice. I grabbed the original 100 days of speed ups, but I didn't notice when they gave us another 100. How did I like the mode? I kind of liked it. I thought it was all right. I think the open field fighting is pretty interesting with the shifters. You know, where your regular marches are basically protecting your shifters. And so I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that, like, that added a different element to fighting. I wouldn't say it's like a better way of fighting, but I would say it's a different, equally fun way of fighting. So I think that's good. I think it gives, you know, on a very, very basic level, it gives kingdoms the opportunity to play a different type of Rise of Kingdoms, like a different way of fighting. And I think everyone should have that opportunity, right? Like, not everyone is super hardcore. Some people like to just fight in the open field. Some people like to learn new stuff. Some people like to, like, coach their team to do new stuff effectively. And so I think it's good to, like, offer that to people. For a group like mine, where we've gotten pretty good at the actual game, we may not be the target audience for this because we, you know, we're already pretty good at the other game mode, and so it would be kind of, like, annoying to learn a new game mode. But I think it's very good that the option is there. I think the main takeaway for me is just that ranged seems really good. Not the shifter marches, but the actual ranged, like the skirmisher marches. You know, the line of ranged marches that Cappy had back here. Behind the flag. That those ranged marches did so incredibly well. They just traded so incredibly well throughout this. So it just makes me wonder if ranged is, like, OP. I think that's, like, the real question, is ranged OP? And with so many content creators playing today and getting a lot of footage, I would imagine we'll have some videos about whether ranged is OP or not. But this was, like, a really good opportunity to try out some new stuff, for sure. Nuts Snake says, I didn't notice the extra speeds too. Yeah, I had no idea. I thought we had 300 days. So, like, my calculation was a little bit off. Because I was thinking we might be able to, like, wear them out. Oh my gosh, HDT Nation gets swarmed again. Second KvK in a row where HDT Nation gets swarmed. Let me get in on it. Let me get in on this. But yeah, I didn't notice the extra speed ups because I thought we might, like, wear them down, you know? Like, I thought because we were winning the open field that maybe they would, like, run out of speed ups. But not with those extra ones. Oh my gosh. Oh, the AoE. The boat. They all just take the boat to the face. Knights literally says that he dumped 80% of his troops in the flags. Well, that's what won the KvK. That's what won the match. Same as it ever was. It's the people who unselfishly just throw marches into rallies and throw marches into flags. That's what wins the battle. Because we were, you know, Gonzalo is top 3 in kill points, right? So we were doing really well in the kill points. But Cappy was doing the fundamental things to actually win the fight. And the people who snuck around and killed this flag were awesome, man. That was a great play. Knight says his city is 78 million. Oh, you know, Knight, I did see you here. I should have known this was... Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did a great job filling, man. Great job filling. I probably played kind of bad. I don't know. Every fight I'm ever in, I like wake up right before the fight. You know, like one of these days I'm gonna be well rested for a war. I think when you're tired, you just go into autopilot mode. You just like you don't use critical thinking. You just kind of like do the very basic stuff. So I was like doing the basic stuff of like, you know, dancing back and forth in the field, but I didn't bring the ranged marches out fast enough. And I don't know, I just like was whatever. I was just blah. That was Mr. Hope with sneaky tactics. I think it was the Belarus guy. I saw the Belarus guy there. Or Belisar or something like that. I only saw the Belisar player's name twice, but he or she was doing very good stuff both times. In one case, they were swarming our flag. In another case, they were swarming Lambo's rally. Oh, yeah, it may have been Mr. Hope as well. Using the au natural sneaky tactics. No skill needed. You just outsmart your opponents. The Blackout says, if you're waking up just before war, then you are well rested. Well, it depends on how many hours of sleep you get, right? Because, so I got 4 hours of sleep last night, which for me before a war is about average. But there was one war, it was the first pass opening in our last war when we were against 2268. When that pass opened, I had literally gotten 2.5 hours of sleep. Like 2.5 hours. And then we fought for like 24 hours straight. So I played for 24 hours and had some amount of responsibility. And I literally slept for 2.5 hours before that fight. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's just kind of foolish to spend as much time on this game as I do, but then like not have your stuff together well enough to get some sleep before you have your most important days in the game. Mad Maximus says, will HD sign up for this KvK? We are registered. Yeah, we're registered for Alliance Invictus. Actually, since people are on here, I will go ahead and show... I'll show you guys the teams. I'll show you guys the teams that are in our KvK. I don't know how they're going to do the matchup, but it's like a very, very big pop. It's going to be a very competitive Alliance Invictus. Here we go. Shout out to Uni. Shout out to Uni for this visual. But yeah, here are all of the kingdoms that are registered for Alliance Invictus. The two biggest here are 2975 and 2748. They both have just under 1 trillion KP. Then I would say like the second tier is going to be, in just sort of like size and strength coming into the KvK, the second tier is going to be 2268 and 1824. Both kingdoms that we played against or played with in the last KvK. 1824 was our ally on the winning team, and 2268 were our main adversaries. Then I would say just below that would be 1486 and my kingdom, 1770. 1770, we do have like a lot of power compared to some of these other kingdoms. But our kill points are more sort of in line with like 1486. We're a little bit fat, I would say. I would say maybe these other kingdoms might have trimmed down more than we have. Because we're kind of like basically keeping people... We're keeping some people in the kingdom while we wait to see what the domain system is like. Mad Max says 2268 again. Yep. We are with 2268 again. I will say that we would be happy to ally with 2268. I like all those players over there, and they're a very good team, so we'll see if we play with or against 2268. And then there's some other decent kingdoms here as well, smaller kingdoms like 3236 and 2756, but these teams both have you know, a core 250 billion KP. So this is like a big pop. Definitely a very big pop here. And we're going to get the matchmaking for this in about 5 hours. All the fighting happening around HDT's city here. No, Blackad, it's not dead. It's not dead, but it is fat. We're definitely fat. Oh, shit. We're just fat. We're fat, you know? I mean, the thing is, like, if the domain system gets put in the way I would like it to, what would happen is that domains would be available to every kingdom. Every kingdom could take part in the domain system. And so therefore, for every KvK that you have, what you can do is you can just pick which players are active, which players you want as part of your competitive domain, and then you dump all your inactive players, all your players who are on break, or all your people who are just casual. You throw all of them in domain number 2, and they don't mess up the competitiveness of your main KvK. Now, obviously that creates problems for the kingdoms that get matched up with your domain 2. And I'm not sure exactly what the answer is for that, but you know, what Lilith could do in an ideal world, what Lilith could do is they could just have these like trash KvKs, like have KvKs where it's only domain 2s. Like, only domain 2s and only just, like, kingdoms that don't play at all. Just completely dead kingdoms. Just put all those kingdoms in a KvK by themselves. Don't put any real kingdoms or any real domains in there. And then, you know, that's not a perfect solution, but at that point, like, all of the alive kingdoms in the game and all of the non-trash domains will all be unaffected by the downsides of the domain system. Yep, and your rogues too. You put your rogues in the dead domain. There's just a lot of there's a lot of players you can throw in a domain system KvK. And I'll be honest, I would like it myself. I would, if the domain system was in and we could just do the domain system as like a regular part of the game, then what I would do is I would, from time to time, maybe once a year, not quite sure how often, but I would say, listen, everybody, I'm going to take a break from the game. I'm going to take the next KvK off, throw me in the number 2 domain, and I would just take a break from the game for a bit. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of at that point with the game, right? I'm at that point where I just don't want to play it all the time. I really like it and I want to keep playing it, but there's other stuff that's out there. There's other games that are out there that I would like to just play from time to time. Like, I would play Throne and Liberty. Throne and Liberty is coming out soon. It looks like a pretty good PvP MMO. And I would play Throne and Liberty if I could just take a break from ROK. If I could just be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to chill in ROK for a bit, play something else. Because I've been watching some other games lately. I've been watching some New World. I've been watching some Throne and Liberty. I've been watching Dark and Darker. There's a game called Raven Quest. There's a crypto game called Raven Quest that's coming out soon. So I've been checking these games out, and the thing is about ROK is like ROK is like it's such a team game. Like, you can't really do anything by yourself in ROK. I mean, you can do things by yourself, but you would feel bad about it, right? Whereas like these other games, you can literally just play them by yourself. Like, I could go into a game like Throne and Liberty and just be completely by myself and play at my own pace. Have absolutely zero pressure, like zero pressure at all. And after you've played ROK for like years and years and years, you forget what like regular games are like. Like regular games where you just like chill the F out. And not that we don't chill in Rise of Kingdoms, but it's just a little bit different, man. Because sooner or later, the team is expecting something from you in Rise of Kingdoms. And like, basically the difference is that like solo play in ROK is like not actually fun. Like, there's nothing fun that you can do as a solo player in Rise of Kingdoms. I mean, what can you do? You can do like Soroli Crisis or something. You can do Tempest Clash. You can cheeseburger one march in a city. But playing this game as a solo player is like not fun at all. Whereas there are plenty of other persistent world games where you can play as a solo player and have like an absolute ton of fun. And so it's just been years since I had fun as a solo player. And I'm kind of missing it a little bit. DP says all these types of games feel the same. Well, what do you mean by these types of games? Because I don't think there's too many of these games. I mean, there's ROK, there's Call of Dragons, there's Lords Mobile. I mean, I agree that all those games feel the same, but I'm just kind of getting into like other MMOs at this point. Like Throne and Liberty seems cool. Like, I don't know. I would just love to grind in Throne and Liberty for a bit. Progress my character, get new gear, find random groups to play with sometimes. There's just like a part of me that wants a change of pace. But that change of pace is not going to come until there's a domain system in Rise of Kingdoms where a person can take an actual break. And as of now, that is not the case, because as of now, only about 1% of the kingdoms in the game are eligible for the domain system. But they are changing that. That's a change that is coming into the game. I don't know exactly when it's going to come in, but Lilith has talked about maybe there being 500. You need 500 City Hall 25 cities to enter domain system. I would make it even lower, but 500 would certainly bring a lot of more people into the system. DB says, I played my last game 10 plus years. It's how I started this one, which turned out to be so much alike. Log in, do work for community. Yeah, this is now the game that I have played the longest of any game in my life. And it's by a pretty hefty amount. Like, this has become the most serious game I've ever played. Even though I was a professional or semi-professional Quake 3 player. Because I only played Quake 3 for maybe 3 years. I played Counter-Strike for maybe a year and a half. I played Ultima Online for maybe a year and a half. And I played Dota 2 for 4 or 5 years, but it wasn't all that serious. You know, I wasn't like a serious Dota 2 player. So ROK has become the game I've played the longest in my life. There's definitely a decent chance that I play it for a very long time. But I want the opportunity to take a break every once in a while. I really want to be able to take a break sometimes. And the domain system makes it so that you can do it in a very formal way, right? Like, I could say, hey, I'm going to take the next KvK off. But my team would still see my city in the Lost Kingdom. They would still see me logged in from time to time. And so on some level, they would expect me to play. Even though I said I'm not going to play, they would expect me to play anyway. But if you're like literally in a different domain from the rest of your team, then you straight up cannot play. You can't play. It like forces you to take a break. And that's pretty good. New Jack City, I've been playing this game for pretty close to 6 years at this point. I started in October of 2018. Whatever year the game came out. I think the game came out in 2018. I started in October of that year. Here, Knights. I'll zero myself on your city. Wait, why can't I swarm this? Oh, because he's on territory, duh. Well, I'm going to be wrapping up the stream pretty soon. If there's anything that anybody wants me to check out on this test server, speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to look at. I mean, let's take a look at the last... Okay, so here's a report. Here's a ranged report where at the end I did get attacked at the end by like real marches that like sort of got right in my face. Oh, this wasn't a very long fight. See, I think in this fight that I was jumped from basically the very beginning. And yet I somehow managed to... Oh, I did have a very bad trade there. Okay. frame for LA Gathering looks meh, to be honest. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that I'm going to miss the LA Gathering. I just sort of got busy with work here at the end. Knight says domain is implemented, but not as much high as Imp does. My other KD has it, and King just registered only 300 accounts. Okay, so that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that may be where things are at. I think I wasn't paying... I'm forgetting exactly what the changes were, but I think the changes may have been that, like, everyone gets domain. I mean, the only other thing I'd point out about this mode is that you actually have your choice of 10 different skills. You have your choice of 10 different skills that you can put onto these either shifter marches or artillery marches. And I think most of us all went with the same ones. I think Kane and Plato and Bus Driver did some testing last night. And so they all sort of... they settled on the same thing, which was for kind of a smite-focused skirmisher, or for one of your skirmishers, do weakening shot plus waking the storm, and then on your other skirmishers, do suppressing volley and waking the storm. But, you know, there are like a lot of other options here, right? Like there's a bunch of other skills that are interesting. At least they're interesting. I mean, something like Life and Death here reduces the target's damage dealt by 30%. That's like a pretty good debuff. Suppressing volley does a slow. Weakening shot reduces health. Dauntless actually gives a damage buff. Oh no, just a damage buff to your own march. I mean, look at this one. Look at Blessed Chant. For the next 3 seconds, up to 5 nearby allied or friendly troops, including this commander's troops, gain 30 extra rage, 30% health, 30% defense, 30% attack. It's like a Joan or a Mulan style buff, which honestly, this is a pretty good buff, and it's a reduced rage requirement as well on this. So I mean, it's a 3 second. It's up for 3 seconds. You could probably have this buff up for, I don't know, 1/3 of all the turns in a fight. And, you know, it probably isn't better than what we used, but there's definitely some very interesting skills here. Definitely some stuff that a kingdom that is hustling and really theory crafting and stuff, they can put in a lot of work in something like shifting gears. And you know, I think this is why I think these new game modes are good, right? We talk about how it's hard for newer kingdoms to enter Season of Conquest. They're really far behind on account progression compared to the older kingdoms. But when you create a game mode like Shifting Gears, where it's very, very different, and where there's a lot of theory crafting you can do around which commanders do you turn into a skirmisher, what skills do you put on those commanders, and then how do you fight in the open field with all of this ranged, with all these ranged marches that you're using. And a younger kingdom that wants to work really hard and that wants to like figure these things out and that wants to coach their players to execute these new strategies properly, a new kingdom that wants to put in that effort, they can have like a lot of success in a game mode like this, right? Like they could join Season of Conquest, and then they could have their first couple of KvKs be game modes like Shifting Gears, and like they can, if they just play better than their opponents, they can win KvKs and then grow their kingdom that way, right? Then they start recruiting better players. Like, that's the big thing, right? The big thing with the new kingdoms is that their quality of players is just a lot lower than the players who are, like, really experienced from old kingdoms. But if you, like, put the effort into, like, perform really well in KvK, then people will hear about your kingdom, they'll see the stars, and you'll be able to recruit more players. And you can, like, slowly build your kingdom up that way. Right? And so, I believe this is Whisper here. Whisper giving a counterpoint here. Oh no, this is this is different whale, but Las Vegas Lucky Mom here saying there is no strategy, it's just a stalemate until one side gives up. I don't think that's true. I think there's probably going to be plenty of good ways to use ranged marches on this map. I mean, look at all the rivers around this ziggurat. Look at all the friggin' rivers around this ziggurat. Think about how much you actually have to coach up your players to get them to actually build these shifter marches, right? Like, it's no small feat to get, you know, it is no small feat to get the 100th most serious player in my kingdom to build a YSG Nevsky skirmisher march or shifter march, and to have them put the correct extra skills on this march, and to have them put like the correct gear, like for them to know that you have to use archer gear on this shifter and you have to use archer formations on this shifter march. To get the 100th most serious player in my kingdom to do that is pretty hard to do, right? Like you have to actually write alliance mails. You have to actually communicate with your players. You have to like make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. So to me, all that stuff takes effort. And if a kingdom wants to put in that effort, then they can pretty significantly increase their win probability on a map like Shifting Gears. And I just think it's good. It's good to have those opportunities in the game. Not to say that a dusty old team like the Handsome Devils would put in that effort, but I'm sure there are people out there who will. And you know, good for them, honestly. I mean, heck, there were like a lot of people who are R4s on Team Octa, and a lot of us declined to lead during this 100 versus 100, right? Because like I'm like burnt out, man. Burnt out, you know. Like Big Kane's going into a KvK right now. Bus Driver's going into a KvK right now. I'm going into a KvK right now. Lambo, I'm not sure exactly where Lambo is in his KvK cycle, but Lambo's another person who like leads during like actual wars, right? And we were all just like, man, please don't make me set markers. Please don't make me set markers. So if people are hungry, like if there are leaders in this game who are hungry, who want to like put in all that effort, then there's like very good opportunities for them. And you know, one of the biggest, I think, is this new KvK map. Amplifier commanders is perfect for this KvK. So when you say amplifier commanders, do you mean someone like Belisarius Prime? A commander who amplifies the damage of other marches? I mean, I think that is very possibly true, because the third skirmisher march that I was going to use, that I ultimately decided against using, was that I was going to use Tommy Sargon, right? I was going to use Tamiris Sargon as an additional skirmisher march, and those are both damage amplifiers. So Abu says, like, MC, Richard, Alex, Tariq, Attila. Amplifier commanders. I'm struggling to figure out how Richard is an amplifier commander. I mean, yeah, like, Attila's a debuffing commander. Attila has a big debuff. But I certainly saw Attila out there as a skirmisher march. Try Tariq Alex, for example. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the fighting is kind of slowed down now, so I'm not going to do any additional testing, but yeah, I mean, it was. I think this game was all right. It was all right. Snake, thanks for playing. It was enjoyable. Thanks for your rallies. Appreciate you setting up that Tariq Bakal rally, Snake. Because I think Schmuck was calling for a infantry rally with anti-swarm, and I was like, oh, I really should put some gear on Tariq Bakal and set up the talent trees and stuff. But then I saw that you did it, Snake, so that was nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream. It's been a long one. I really appreciate the raid from Lambo. Thank you all for hanging out here. Gozu says it was alright because you had a limited RSS and speed ups. Right, but the fighting played out like a normal fight, in my opinion. Like, I don't think the fighting would have... I think the fighting was fun. I think the fighting with, like, skirmishers and needing to protect your skirmishers was enjoyable. And so, yes, it would be different if you had if you did not have unlimited stuff and you had to, like, worry about the trades more. But, I mean, the trades would be the same for both teams. Like, both teams can do the same stuff. Goza says this KvK will require hundreds of billions of resources. Yeah, that is kind of what I said, right? That's what I was thinking during the stream, is that everyone's gonna, like, run out of speed ups and resources, like, way faster in this KvK. Way faster. Because, like, more damage is simply getting done. And it's gonna almost always be a war of attrition, right? It's not gonna be who runs out of troops first. It's not gonna be who gets booted out of Kingsland first. It's literally gonna be who runs out of speed ups first, or who runs out of resources first. And so, like I said, that's a different game. That's a straight up different game. And it's not necessarily a game that suits the most experienced and successful kingdoms of the past, because the most experienced and successful kingdoms of the past have been very good at, you know, taking objectives, at burning actual objectives. The one thing that's kind of weird is, like, when you try to swarm a target and you try to swarm it with a shifter, none of your other marches will target it either, because it just, like, says your shifters can't target it. Oh, oh, nice, Snake, that you had the iconics. Yeah, I didn't have iconics. I didn't do the iconic thing. Snake says, hopefully they do more like this. Catch you then. Enjoy your day. I agree. I hope they do more events like this. I think this was a lot of fun. Great for the community. Great for the streamers. You know, we got to give out $100 gift cards to, like, or giveaways to the people in our chat, which was awesome. So yeah, I thought this was a great event. Anyway, I think fighting in the field, pelting the enemy, I think that's a good way to wrap up this stream. So thank you all for being here. Have a good weekend. And I will see you all on the flip side.